The Cedars Restaurant in Newcastle wants you to indulge in the food from their pleasing menu. The Cedars features Mediterranean, pub food, Middle Eastern cuisine, and so much more. They're open every day 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Call the Cedars on the east side at 827 Addis Street, Newcastle. 724-658-9543. That's 724-658-9543.
Hello and welcome to the Cedar Sports Corner Report. Well, you know, ESPN put out the top 68 teams that they thought would be in the tournament. They listed the Notre Dame Fighting Irish at 48. And they said they have a very legitimate shot to win the ACC title. They're tied with Duke. So stay tuned for that as we get and take a look at what's going on a weekend where tournament action starting the first part of March. So here you go. Needless to say, there's going to be a ton of games. We're just going to try to give you an hour by hour because it'll go for 12 hours from 12 to midnight. TCU at Baylor, ESPN2, that's at noon. And Illinois at Michigan State, that's at noon on ESPN. Fox has Xavier at UConn. On the Plus, Tulsa at South Florida. Now, Atlantic 10 games will be on the Plus, and LaSalle at UMass at 12 noon. So I wanted to mention that. 1 o'clock, Kentucky, they're at home against Alabama, CBS. Notre Dame at 1 o'clock takes on Wake Forest. This is a very important game. ACC Network. And there's only 4 games remaining, folks, just to let you know. Dayton's going to be at St. Joe's at 1 o'clock on the Plus. That will bop you into the 2 o'clock hour. Auburn at Florida. Auburn, a contender for the national title. That on ESPN. And as you get to the 2:30, Iowa at Ohio State. Then at 3 o'clock, Clemson at Louisville, ACC Network. Come down to 4 o'clock, Tennessee at Arkansas, ESPN. As you continue through that day, and a lot of 4 o'clock games. St. Francis of Brooklyn at St. Francis of Pennsylvania. Virginia Tech at home against North Carolina, ESPN2. And that's going to bop you over to the 5 o'clock hour. And it just continues. Georgetown and Villanova on Fox at 5 o'clock. Getting to the 6 o'clock hour, Florida State at Duke. Important one for Duke. That on ESPN. Remember, them and Notre Dame tied. 6 o'clock, Duquesne at St. Bonaventure, ESPNU. And then 7 o'clock, Old Dominion at Western Kentucky, that on the Plus. Princeton at Yale, 7 o'clock, that on the Plus. Columbia at Dartmouth, that at 7 o'clock on the Plus. Cornell at Harvard, 7 o'clock on the Plus. UIC, they just played Youngstown State. They're playing Robert Morris at 7, that on the Plus. So Ivy League games on the Plus. West Virginia, let's go Mountaineers. They're at home taking on number 6 Kansas. 8 o'clock ESPN. Now, to the 9 o'clock hour you go. Number 1 Gonzaga, they're at home against Santa Clara. At 10 o'clock, Oregon at Arizona. And just a whole bunch of West Coast. Washington at UCLA at 10 o'clock. And then your nightcap, San Diego State at Fresno State CBS Sports Network. Now that's a bunch of basketball. And what you should know is that this is the weekend for the NBA All-Star Game. Team Durant versus Team LeBron, that's on Sunday. I'm not a big fan. When you make the players bigger than the game, don't think it's a good idea. Now, let's head over to hockey. And once again, everything on the plus except one game. And that's the NHL Network. I'll tell you about it. So, here you go with your Saturday matchups. 1 o'clock, Colorado at Buffalo. That's on the plus. Edmonton at Winnipeg. That's on the plus. Boston at Ottawa. That's on the plus. Here you go. St. Louis at Toronto. NHL Network. That at 7 o'clock. So 1 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 7 o'clock. You go to 9 o'clock. It's the Kings at Arizona. ESPN Plus. Seattle at Calgary. 10 o'clock ESPN Plus. And Anaheim at Vancouver. ESPN Plus. Head over to Cedars. Get some great food. And by all means, enjoy the games. We're going to take a timeout. We'll be right back.
This program furnished by Sporting Goods, 23 East Washington Street, Newcastle. Call 724-658-2535.
Alley's Upper Crust at 1700 Highland Avenue has a full menu. Pizza, roll-ups, salad, soup, sandwiches, strombolis, dinners. They are just great for dine-in or take-out. Don't forget to give them a call at 724-652-7553. It's Alley's Upper Crust.